question 4 then. So question 4, we're using travelling salesperson problem. We're starting with using the nearest neighbour algorithm. So anything that's in bold in the question, take special notice of. So you're working on the copies of table 1 in the answer space, and you're finding 2 upper bounds to start with. So these are the copies of table 1. Let's see why there's 2 upper bounds. So we're doing it from PH. So I'm going to work on the table, but I'm also going to show my list along the side. And as long as you've got a list along the side here, so as long as you've shown a complete tour here, you'll get your full marks from this. I'm going to do it on the table as well. So I've started at PH, and I've got a choice of the smallest. So this is why there's 2 upper bounds. I could either go to MC, or I could go to KK first. So on this top one, I'm going to go to MC first. On the bottom one, I'm going to go to KK first. I'm going to get 2 different upper bounds. So I'm at PH, and I've chosen to go to MC. So I don't want to go back to MH to PH. I don't want to go back to MC. I've gone to MC second, so I'll put a 2 here, and I'll draw my tour. So I've gone to MC second, and it's taken 8.5. Now, nearest neighbour then, you have to go from the previous one you get to. So I'm now at MC, and I want to go to the nearest one to MC, which is going to be SB, and that's going to be done in 1. Don't want to go back to SB now. So SB is the 3rd one I've gone to. I'm at SB. I want the nearest one to there, and that's going to be SH, which is 5.5. So SH, which is 5.5. That's going to be the 4th one I've visited then. I don't want to go back to it. So I'm at SH. Got a choice of these 2. I'm going to visit KK, which is going to take me 6 minutes. Okay, 6. Don't want to go back to there. This was the 5th one visited, so I'm left with just having to visit AP. So AP, which takes me 16. So that's the 6th one visited. Now, very importantly, I now have to go back to where I started from. It's a tour, so you need to end at the same places you visited. So you've gone from AP, and you want to go back to PH. So that's taken 15.5. Now, you'll know you're right, because when you look at your table, you've got 1 circle in each row and each column. So you've got 6 circles in total because you had 6 places that you wanted to visit, but you've got 1 in each row and each column. So if we add these up, I think this comes to 52.5 minutes. So 52.5. I've missed something from this table actually. If we're doing our marking on here, because we went back to PH right at the end, we need to notice it here. So we need to write down that the 7th one to visit was also PH. So we visited it first, and then it was also the 7th one. So if you're going to get any marks from the table, you must have 2 numbers next to PH here. But if you had this tour written down here to the side of the table or beneath it, you'd get your full marks from this. So we'll do the same thing again. But this time, when we had our choice of the 8.5s, we're going to pick the other one. So we'll start at PH. We've done that tour, so we're now going to go to KK second. So we're going to go to KK second, and that took 8.5. Not going back to it. For the time being, we're not going back there. We went to KK second. So now we look along KK. We want the shortest, which is SH, which took us 6. So SH, which took us 6. So don't want to go back to SH. SH was the 3rd one we went to. We're now SSH. Shortest to it is SB, which is 5.5. SB, which is 5.5. So that's our 4th one that we went to. Don't want to go back to it. At SB, shortest one is MC, which is 1. So MC, which is 1. Not going back to it. That's the 5th one we went to. So we now must go to AP, which was in 7. AP, which was in 7. So this was our 6th one visited. Not going back to it, but we do have to return back to PH. So if we're at AP, we need to go back to PH. It's going to be that one in 15.5. Let's mark on that we've gone back to PH, so we've got a 7 here. So we visited PH first and 7th, so we've got a 7 here. And then if we add up here, we've got our 43.5. two different upper bounds, instantly you know you're right again, because you look at this network, you've got one per row, one per column, and you've got the one you started and finishing at labelled twice on here. But again, if you've got the tour right, you'd get your full mark. So it's 3 for each one. Method mark for each one for doing a tour starting and finishing at PH. Accuracy mark for getting the tour correct, and an independent mark for getting these numbers of 52.5 and 43.5.